ChatGPT or Perplexity? What's the best tool for content creators and business owners? I've tested both ChatGPT and Perplexity for researching, planning, and ideating content. And I'm going to explain which one you may want to use and when. To compare Perplexity and ChatGPT, I took out a premium subscription to both. So ChatGPT's pricing is fairly straightforward. $20 per month and you get access to all of the latest models, as well as access to DALL-E for generating images. And you can also create custom GPTs, all of which I'll cover in a few moments. I also took out a Perplexity Pro subscription. Works a little bit differently, so the price was the same. I also paid $20 per month. And I get access to 300 pro searches per day. Now, I can't imagine searching Perplexity 300 times per day, so certainly more than I'll need. And this is reset every day. Now, it is worth pointing out that Perplexity uses the latest version of ChatGPT, and it also uses Claude as well as some other AI models. So basically, if you take out Perplexity, you're getting access to some of the features inside of the AI models inside of ChatGPT. That's with this caveat. When you take out your Perplexity subscription, you're not getting access to ChatGPT directly as well. Instead, Perplexity is training itself on the ChatGPT outputs to present information in a different way to you. I'm doing a new strength training program involving one of these, kettlebells. So the program is called Simple and Sinister. I'm just going to drop this kettlebell on my foot. Basically, it's a really specific type of program. And I wanted to see, would the results or would the search results inside of ChatGPT be different to Perplexity? And which one will be more useful? So I put the name of the program, Simple and Sinister, directly into ChatGPT. And I didn't give it any more context. ChatGPT scanned the web and gave me a brief summary of what the program involves, so I can tell you that this is accurate, and also how to progress the program. Now, it's probably not enough for me to actually start the program, so I would need a bit more guidance and instructions, but it's certainly a good starting point, and it is accurate based on a really specific search term without context. Now, when I put the same 3 words into Perplexity, it gave me a lot more information. So you can see here it's linked through to a number of different sources, including Strong First, which is actually the website of the person, Pavel, who is pictured here, who came up with this program. So there's a lot more context, a lot more sources that I can review. It's summarized the program, given me a much more detailed overview, described the benefits, the effectiveness, and so on. To be honest, this reads more like a blog post, whereas this reads more like a brief summary. And I also like that Perplexity has a number of different questions that I can potentially ask it. So what are the main benefits of the Turkish get-up in the Simple and Sinister program? And if I click on this, it's going to browse through multiple different sources, including YouTube, Runner's World, and so on, and summarize the main benefits of the Turkish get-up, and also explain how it can help with strength and mobility. So let's go over to ChatGPT, and let's put in the exact same search term. Obviously, you have to copy and paste this or type this in, so this is probably a bit easier to use. And although the output is accurate, it probably just doesn't have as much context as Perplexity and as much sources for me to click on and check. Next up, I tested ChatGPT and Perplexity based on something that's in the news. So at the time of recording this video, Bitcoin has just surpassed $100,000 and it's making headlines across a lot of mainstream publications. So I headed over to ChatGPT and I put in this prompt: what is the latest news about Bitcoin? ChatGPT's real-time search engine has told me it's past $100,000, which is accurate, reaching an inter-day high of 103,656. And it's given me a brief summary with some sources that I can click on. So there's a couple of different articles that I can click on to read about the price of Bitcoin, including, oddly, the Scottish Sun. Now let's put in the exact same prompt into Perplexity and see what it comes up with. So it's searching for the latest news about Bitcoin, and it's giving me more accurate, or should I say more reliable sources than that Scottish news publication like Investopedia, Fortune, and Finance Magnets. It's also giving me the price of 102,646. So let's go over to CoinMarketCap, which gives the prices of crypto, and it looks like this is just about accurate, whereas the Bitcoin one is probably more to do with the high throughout the entire day. And it's also provided a bullet point summary of what exactly is happening, the reasons why it's happening, and lots of different sources, as well as some related questions that I can quickly click on to find out exactly what's going on. So my takeaway is that for something real time, for something that's current, and for something that's in the news, Perplexity is a little bit better. ChatGPT and Perplexity enable you to share the outputs with other people, even if they're not logged into the platform. So all you have to do is go to your output in ChatGPT, click share, then it's going to give you a link, and then I'm going to open up incognito mode. And as you can see, I can quickly access the output from ChatGPT, even though I'm not logged in. So here is the output about the price of Bitcoin, even though the prices are a little bit inaccurate. The process is pretty much the same for Perplexity. Click on share. It's going to give you a link that you can copy to your clipboard. I'm going to open this up in incognito mode. It loaded a little bit faster and I can ask follow-up questions. However, ChatGPT has some additional sharing features that Perplexity lacks. So I've spent a lot of time creating custom GPTs. I have other videos on the channel where I explain how you can create your own custom GPT. But as an example, I have a custom GPT that helps me write viral headlines. So I'm just going to go over to this viral headline writer. I'm going to paste in the news story or the summary about Bitcoin. And now it's giving me a couple of different headlines that I could use for an article or for a social media post. And as I mentioned before, I can share this with other people. Now, of course, Perplexity can do that. But why I particularly like this tool is I can also share the GPT as well, so other people can use it. So I'm just going to click reload. Now I'm going to select or look for all of my GPTs. And if I go into any of these GPTs, here's viral headline writer. And I click on the pencil icon. I can click on share, copy link, and now I can open up the custom GPT in incognito mode. Now, I will need a ChatGPT account to access it, but basically someone could use the GPT that I've coded if I give them this public URL, provided they have a ChatGPT account. So in Perplexity, you can create spaces and you can use these to collaborate with other people on threads and search results. So simply look for spaces, click on create a space, give it a name, give it a description, and select the AI model you want to use. So you can see here I can get access to the latest GPT, or I can use Claude either. So here's a space I created earlier about strength training. What is the latest on this topic? So I've created my space. I can give Perplexity a prompt and I've asked it to give the latest 2024 insights on strength training. As you can see here, I have all of the sources and citations and so on, and I could work on this with another team member who has access to this space. Or alternatively, if I was happy with the contents of this particular space, I could actually convert it to a page and I could share it with people online. So this could be quite useful if you wanted to build a type of knowledge base with your content. So basically you could spend a bit of time interrogating Perplexity and giving it different prompts, build out a knowledge base and share it with internal and external people that you're working with or collaborating with. So a bit different to how ChatGPT works with its custom GPTs. I found ChatGPT is much better at generating content. So as an example, I've asked it to write 10 social media posts for X about Bitcoin surpassing $100,000. It's provided me with 10 different posts I could put on Twitter or X. Now I'd probably strip out all these annoying hashtags and emojis, and I'll probably personalize this based on my tone of voice. But basically you can see how I can ideate first drafts of social media content. So I put the same prompt into Perplexity, and again it's giving me 10 different tweets that I could use, also packed with emojis and hashtags that I would strip out. So I like this one here. Bitcoin has officially smashed through the 100k barrier, exclamation mark. Now trading at, and then I would fact check this, the Crypto King is rewriting the rules, and I could use this as a type of prompt to publish a thread over on X. So I suppose the ones from Perplexity aren't bad either, but I do find that these are just a little bit better. ChatGPT can easily create summaries. So you just simply ask it to summarize the article or the YouTube video and paste in the URL, and you'll get a paragraph as well as the source. So you can click through to it and make sure that the summary is accurate. Now, to be honest, Perplexity is much better at summaries. So it's summarize the article, give me an answer, and then put in a few key takeaways, bullet points, and future outlook, and give me a number of related questions that I could ask. So if I was going to create a summary, I'd probably gravitate more to Perplexity than ChatGPT, but I guess this is good in opinion. If you like creating images to go along with your content, again, you're going to gravitate more towards ChatGPT. So I didn't spend too long on the prompt. I just said, can you create me a cartoonish image of a rich Bitcoin trader driving a Lambo? And we have the Bitcoin symbol, the Lambo, and it looks cartoonish. Now, of course, Perplexity has given me a number of potential resources that I could use, as well as some related questions. Although I had issues getting Perplexity to generate images via follow-ups, when I clicked on generate image on the right-hand sidebar, it took a few minutes and came up with this odd-looking cartoonish image. Not sure if this is cartoonish, does look like some guy in a type of Lambo, but I probably couldn't use this, and I found the outputs from ChatGPT were a little bit better. The mobile experience in ChatGPT is pretty good. I was able to get these results when I typed in this search query. However, I found Perplexity's results gave me a lot more information and a lot more context, and I'd probably gravitate more towards using Perplexity on my mobile. As mentioned before, I'm doing a strength training program because I'm training for a marathon. So I've asked ChatGPT to summarize the latest academic findings on strength training for runners. And it's given me this brief paragraph with a couple of different links over at Springer Link and also the British Journal of Sports Medicine. And of course, if I click on sources, I can actually get the actual links and click through to them. And I can also see some other web results that I can click through to as well. So certainly not definitive. And to be honest, I need to spend a good bit more time researching the topic in question if I was writing an article about strength training for runners. Now, it's no great surprise to say that Perplexity was much better. So I put in the exact same prompt and it's given me much more sources. It's given me an answer. It summarized what all of these papers are saying, again with relevant citations that I can click on. And it's also provided some additional things I may want to consider, like injury prevention, practical implications, as well as some related questions too. And I can even click on search images, search videos, and so on. And I can also click on show all to access each one of these sources and click through to them as well. So I guess if I was researching something academic or if I was researching a complex topic, I'd probably gravitate more towards Perplexity. I found this research paper online that's all about periodicized strength training. So as you can see, it's quite a meaty, dry academic paper. AI is useful for summarizing this type of content. So basically, I clicked on the plus icon and I uploaded the PDF to Perplexity and I simply said summarize this article, and it's given me a relatively readable and actionable summary, as well as some observations, limitations, and so on, all based on what's inside the academic paper. Now, I still want to make sure all that is accurate and factually correct. And then it's given me some related questions that I can ask if I wanted to interpret this paper. And of course, I could ask follow-up questions like, what are the latest findings from researchers about this topic? And then Perplexity Pro will head online to compile the latest research summaries from 2024. I should point out that that academic paper was from 1999, so quite a bit out of date. So I could use this if I was writing an academic or research-driven article all about strength training. So a lot of meaty content here. Now, in comparison, I put in the same prompt and followed the same process with ChatGPT. So I uploaded it from my computer. I could have also added a file from Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. I asked it to summarize it, and it gave me the main findings and the conclusions, but didn't quite provide the same context and additional insights as Perplexity. I did open up a new ChatGPT instance to summarize the latest academic findings on strength training for runners. And as mentioned previously, Perplexity just simply had a lot more sources and citations that I could click through to and read. So again, Perplexity excels as a research tool for papers and for content you've access to. ChatGPT is great for generating first drafts of content, for creating custom GPTs for specific projects, and for collaborating with other people. Perplexity excels as a research tool. I preferred the search experience inside of Perplexity than Google. I didn't have to spend a lot of time wading through ads and meaningless search results. And also what Perplexity showed me was more accurate than what ChatGPT presented. Right now I have a subscription to ChatGPT and Perplexity, and I intend to use Perplexity more as part of my research for content creation projects. And I still intend to use ChatGPT because, let's face it, it is the premium AI model out there. And of course, Perplexity does use ChatGPT. But if I only had to use one, I'd probably just use ChatGPT. Do you have questions about either tool? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to my playlist where I detail how you can use AI tools for content creation.